Hey guys, what's up? This is White Boy for the win, and today I have another Pokemon Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire team review video for you guys today. And no, this is not a doubles aka VGC team review. This is a singles OU team review video. I can tell you straight up, I never would have thought I would be saying those words anytime soon, because I thought I wasn't going to be playing singles at all until probably when either the new games come out, probably which is late next year in 2016. But I'm actually getting back into singles. Like, it's somewhat fun now, because how it actually all happened about how this team came about was that a couple of weeks ago, I was supposed to be going to bed, right? And I wasn't tired, so I decided to hop on Showdown just for shits and giggles and just click random battle, and it gives you 6 random Pokemon and you just battle and hope you win. I was doing that for a clean maybe 3 hours, like way before I was actually supposed to go to bed. Like, I was up until like 3 o'clock in the morning playing Pokemon Showdown on those randoms, and I was like, yo, this is actually pretty fun again. So after a while, I keep doing this pretty much for like for the next couple of weeks, and I decided to make an OU team because there was just a lot of other megas that I would really wanted to use, but since I was playing VGC, like some of the megas don't really work out all that well in doubles. So I decided to just make a singles team, and this is pretty much the outcome, and I'm very happy about how this team came about. Now, granted, like I said, I probably would have been a lot more rustier, if that is that a word, rustier? A lot more rusty than I would have when trying to pick up singles again, but apparently my rustiness never went away. I'm actually surprised about that, but regardless, this is a team based around M-Gyarados. Like, I've been wanting to use M-Gyarados for a long time now, and it's not really good. I wouldn't say it's really good, but like, it's not viable in VGC. I actually tried it, it didn't work, so I wanted to make a singles team based around M-Gyarados because I miss this Mega. It's one of my all-time favorite Megas, and I just, like I said, base this team around M-Gyarados. Now, as you can tell from who we have on our team, we have M-Gyarados, Donphan, Celebi, Raikou, Dragonite, and Volcarona. Now, while making this team, I actually swapped maybe half the team out with different Pokemon, which I'll tell you guys which Pokemon I switched out for what as we go on throughout the video. But you guys already know the drill. After the review, I will be showing you guys a battle that I had with this exact team. But since this is singles, the battles are going to be a little bit more longer than it normally would be for like VGC. Is like singles are going to be like 35, maybe even more moves than like VGC, which only has like maybe like 20 or less depending on how long the battle takes. But mostly in VGC it's like 20 moves and then you're pretty much done. But when it comes to this team and the battle you're going to be watching at the end, it's like a clean maybe 35 moves long. I think a little bit longer. I know it's in the 30s and the late 30s actually. But regardless, let's start this team review now. Once again, like I said, I wanted to use M-Gyarados because M-Gyarados is one of my all-time favorite Mega. One Dragon Dance from this monster, and you're pretty much set to go to sweep. This thing just knocks out Pokemon for days. This thing can literally just sweep a lot of your opponent's team. Just give this thing Waterfall, Crunch, and either Ice Fang or Earthquake, and you're pretty much set to go. But once again, like I said, Gyarados is one of those Pokemon where I think its Mega is amazing. It gives it the Dark type characteristics, and it's just really good all around. Now, before it Mega Evolve, I gave it the Intimidate ability because that's probably, in my opinion, the best ability for M-Gyarados, because then that way, physical type attacks, or aka fighting type moves like Mach Punch and Close Combat, won't do as much as it would do without the Intimidate drop. Because if I'm not mistaken, Gyarados will be able to live like a Close Combat with like maybe 4% left from like a close coming from a Hariyama or like a Infernape and so on and so forth. So I think Intimidate is like the best ability for a M-Gyarados. Now for its EV spread, it's pretty much straightforward. Max attack, max speed, 4 HP with the Adamant nature. I went with the attacking nature moreover than the speedy nature, just because, like I said, with one Dragon Dance up, its attack stat's going to be through the roof, and also with its speed stat, it's still being at 81 with the Mega Evolution like active. it's still going to be outspeeding a lot of your opponent's Pokemon, pretty much majority of the actual team. And all you gotta do is just spam Dragon or Waterfall, Crunch, or Earthquake, or Ice Fang, and you're pretty much set to go. Now for its move, I went with the standard Dragon Dance, Waterfall, and Crunch, and I also decided to go with Earthquake for my last stab move. I was actually contemplating about Ice Fang, and I actually had Ice Fang at the beginning, but like I always kept running into Pokemon that were that resist Ice type moves, so I just decided, you know what, let's switch it to Earthquake to see how well it would do. And I like Earthquake more over than Ice Fang right now. I mean, if I want to switch it, then I'll switch it, but right now I am really in love with Earthquake on Gyarados. But once again, this is pretty much just a standard set for a regular Gyarados. So let's move on to the next Pokemon, which is Donphan. Now, at first, I actually had Gliscor over Donphan to have for a Stealth Rock user, but then Gliscor wasn't doing what I would like it to do. I mean, I wouldn't say that, it's just that it's not as good as Donphan, because Donphan is just a monstrous Pokemon. So for its item, I went with the Leftovers, and for its ability, I went with Sturdy. I mean, this is pretty much the standard Rapid Spin Stealth Rock set for a Donphan, and then for its moves, I went with Knockoff and Earthquake. Honestly, I love this moveset so much. I mean, sometimes I would probably run Ice Shard over like maybe Rapid Spin or something like that, but I really like Rapid Spin because when the difference between like singles and VGC is that no one uses like hazards at all, so it's kind of awkward to use hazards again. But I wanted a hazard Pokemon, and Donphan was the best choice in my opinion because I know I can get the Stealth Rocks off first turn unless my opponent goes for like Fake Out, but other than that I know I can get Stealth Rocks off, and I also have a way to get rid of hazards on my side of the field with Rapid Spin with Donphan. And for its EV spread, I went with 248 in HP, 8 in physical attack, and 252 in physical defense with an Impish Nature. I went with a defensive build, and even with the defensive build for Donphan, Knockoff and Earthquake still do a lot more damage than I actually expected it to do. I mean, granted, it's just probably because I'm so used to doubles. It's just I didn't expect it to do that much. I mean, I don't know how to use like damage calc all that well, but I know it just does a lot of damage. So with that, there is Donphan. I actually had Gliscor over Donphan, but I actually went with Donphan instead just because Donphan is more. It's better than Gliscor in my opinion when it comes to like Stealth Rocks users. So with that, let's move on to the next Pokemon, which is Celebi. Now, I really wanted to use Celebi because Celebi is really one of my all-time favorite like legendaries, and since it's an OU, I believe it's an OU. Yeah, it's an OU. It's been a while. Actually, been like a couple days since I built it. So let me just check just to make sure so I don't look stupid. Yes, it is an OU, but I went with Celebi because I really wanted to use it, and I didn't know what type of set to use on Celebi, considering that its base stats is 100 across the board. So I went on Smogon, and this is one of the sets, the bulky offensive sweeper, if that makes sense, with 252 in HP, 148 in physical defense with the Bold Nature, and 108 in speed with Leftovers and Natural Cure with the moves Recover, Nasty Plot, Giga Drain, and Psychic. I really love this set. Pretty much all you gotta do is set up a Nasty Plot, and you're pretty much set to go on doing a lot of damage, because Giga Drain and Psychic are both stab moves. Giga Drain to recover your health, and Psychic also to lower your opponent's special defense draw, if it actually comes to that. But regardless, Giga Drain and Psychic are honestly it's probably its best coverage, not coverage move, but stab type moves. And I also really like Celebi because at first, if I'm not mistaken, when making this team, I actually had Celebi as my original Stealth Rock user. I had Gliscor there at the time, just being an offensive Pokemon with like Swords Dance, Earthquake, and like 2 other moves. But I switched to Celebi for this set, and I really am enjoying this Celebi set. Once again, like these team reviews are probably going to go a lot faster than normal, just because it's not doubles and singles, it's pretty much straightforward. But regardless, this is pretty much a standard set you would see on a regular Celebi. All you gotta do is look it up on Smogon, and then there you go. Pretty much it's set in stone. So with that, let's move on to the next Pokemon, which is Raikou. Now, at first, I actually had Magnezone over Raikou because when I was making this team, I was trying to have Pokemon that covers like Mega Gyarados' weakness, like Thunder or Electric types, Fairy types, and so on and so forth. So I actually had Magnezone, which covered both those typings, and Magnezone wasn't doing like enough damage as I would like it to. So I switched it for Raikou and tried it out, and I went with the event Aura Sphere one. So it actually has to have a Rash Nature. That's the nature that it actually comes with, but I decided to scarf it because I've seen people run scarfed Raikou, and I wanted to try it myself, and I'm really in love with the scarfed Raikou. It just does what I wanted to. So I went with the EV spread. Just is pretty much straightforward. Max special attack, max speed with 4 HP, and with the rash nature, obviously, because I am using the event Aura Sphere Raikou, so it has to have a rash nature. And for its moves, I am running Volt Switch, Thunderbolt, Aura Sphere, and Hidden Power Ice. Once again, I really am enjoying Raikou on this team. It just fits so well, and also it does take care of the coverages for M-Gyarados' weaknesses, which are, I believe, Fairy. Does Electric resist Fairy? I don't know, I think it does. I'm kind of like, I can't remember some of my typings. But yeah, but it does resist Electric, so that is one weakness that Raikou does cover, even though I do have Donphan. But regardless, like I said, Raikou does what I wanted to, and I also wanted to have Raikou over Magnezone a little bit over, just because I don't have a fighting type move on my team, so I went with the Aura Sphere, so that's partially the reason why I have Raikou over the Magnezone. And also, regardless, like who I have on my team, I could just pretty much knock out like whoever's the fairy type Pokemon, whether it's like Mega Gardevoir or Sylveon. With a Gyarados at +1, I could probably just knock it out. Same thing with Dragonite, and that's obviously the next Pokemon. So with Dragonite, I already knew how to run Dragonite. I mean, it's pretty much straightforward. Most of the time, a lot of people like to run multi-scale weakness policy, but I decided to go with the Lumberry because a lot of people like to run like Toxic or Spore, or what's the other move, Will-O-Wisp, and I do go for Dragon Dance first turn because I know I can potentially live pretty much any hit. First turn hit pretty much, unless it's like a crit or it's coming from like a banded Pokemon or a Specs Pokemon, but regardless, I usually go for the Dragon Dance first turn, and my opponent just tries to status me to cripple me, but I had the Lumberry to pretty much get rid of the status enablement. And with +1 for Dragonite, same thing like I said for Mega Gyarados, Dragonite will wreck shop because with Outrage, Extreme Speed, and Earthquake, those moves will do enough damage to pretty much do a lot of damage to your opponent, and or to just sweep your opponent's team, or just knock out that specific Pokemon. But regardless, like I said, it's pretty much straightforward with the EV spread of max attack, max speed with 4 HP with an Adamant Nature, 1 Dragon Dance up, and you're pretty much set to go. And also I went with Outrage over the Dragon Claw because Outrage is Dragonite's most strongest stab type Dragon type move besides Draco Meteor, but I have yet to see a special Dragonite. Extreme Speed obviously because of priority, and Earthquake because of coverage. So with that, let's move on to the last Pokemon, which is Volcarona. Now, I actually would love to use Volcarona in doubles, but I actually tried it before and it just didn't work out. So I decided to run it on the singles team just because I really like Volcarona, so I wanted to try it out again. So I went with the Pistachio Berry, which is pretty much that weekend's water type moves for that turn. So I know I can get a Quiver Dance off, so then once I get a Quiver Dance up, I can pretty much just Giga Drain, Fire Blast, or Bug Buzz my opponent. I went with the ability Flame Body because obviously that's the best ability for Volcarona, because if my opponent goes for like an extreme speed of their self with like Dragonite, or just a physical type attack besides like Earthquake, Stone Edge, or Rock Slide, they will have a chance to burn it. So that's why I went with Flame Body. Obviously, I mean, I don't think no one uses Swarm. But for its EV spread standard, I went with the max special attack, max speed, and 4 HP with the Timid Nature. I decided to go with a little bit more speed, so that's why I have Timid Nature. But regardless, even with 1 Quiver Dance up, its special attack is still going to be through the roof. With base 135 special attack, it's just still going to do enough damage. Also, with Bug Buzz and Fire Blast being stab time moves, I went with Giga Drain for coverage. That way, if my opponent like comes out with like an Azumarill, I can Giga Drain them. But I'm just like, when an Azumarill comes out, I'm kind of hesitant because I'm just afraid that they might have Sap Sipper just to counteract like for instance Giga Drain on Volcarona. So that's partially the reason why I'm kind of scared to use Giga Drain on Azumarill. But regardless, Giga Drain is probably Volcarona's best coverage move. So with that, there is my team. So yes, like I said, this is probably like my first singles team in a while, and I didn't expect to actually make this team per se. But yeah, so I'm actually gonna stop right here, and you guys are gonna watch a video or watch a battle that I had with this exact team. But before I actually go, because I can't remember if I said it in the battle portion of the video or not, because that was already pre-recorded, if there's any other megas you guys want me to base a team around, let me know and I'll do it, and I'll make a team review around it. And also, I probably will make these like a team review live and use them on Showdown and like fix it up and stuff like that, like as time goes on, to make the team really, really good. So with that, like I said, I'm gonna stop talking here, so enjoy the battle. Anyways, guys, thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys enjoyed this team review video, don't forget to hit that like button. Also, don't forget to comment and subscribe. Now, once again, like I said, this is the first singles team that I've made in a long time, so I'm going to try to test something out. Now, since normally I don't get a lot of comments on my videos, I'm actually going to try this. Now, if there is a specific mega you guys want me to make a team around, then I'll make a team and do a team review on it and so on and so forth. Because for now, until VGC 2016 comes around, I'm going to be doing a lot of single team review videos and then single battles and stuff, because I am going to be streaming on Showdown. And also I'm going to be uploading some Showdown videos as well, just so then I have a lot of other stuff to upload besides my Y Mega Evolve series. So yeah, once again, if you guys have any specific mega you guys want me to make a team around, let me know and I'll do it. Or a specific tier. I mean, it doesn't have to be a mega, but if you guys want me to do a specific tier, then let me know and I'll try. But regardless, once again, like I said, thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys enjoyed this team review video, don't forget to hit that like button. Also, don't forget to comment and subscribe. So this is White Boy for the win, and I'll catch you guys later.